6:32 here on Houston's Morning News. Liberation Day is how President Trump refers to it. So are we really going to feel liberated at the end of the day today? Let's ask somebody who knows a little something more about this. He's chairman of the House Committee on Small Business. Representative Roger Williams joins us. I know you're a fan of what the president is doing. Quite frankly, I'm a fan of what the president is doing. But do you have any concerns? Because today, for example, if the automotive tariffs happen, if we end up with the 25% automotive tariffs, that's going to probably affect just about every car, no matter where it's assembled, that's sold in America. The price is going to go up. Is this short-term pain for long-term gain in your mind?
Well, absolutely. And as you mentioned, I've been in the car business. I'm a car dealer, own several car dealerships in North Texas for the last 50 years. So we've been through some things. But no, I totally support what the president's doing. We've got to get a handle on this deficiency with world trade. We need to be the makers of, we need to be the sellers of, and that'll begin to do this. As far as the auto industry is concerned, I'm not concerned about the tariffs. One thing about our industry is your retail dealers will always find a way to sell what they have in inventory. And if the cost of goods sold goes up a little bit because of the tariffs and the car may be sit on the lot, the dealer's going to discount and sell it, and the customer's going to reap the benefit of the discount. They're also going to don't forget they're going to get a tax cuts. We're going to pass the tax cuts, and also the used car market's going to be going up. So coupled with the discount on the purchase from the dealer, the used car having more value, they have more equity, more cash in your pocket from tax cuts, I think we're going to be just fine. I think that what it will do, it will settle down and the market will get flat again.
Okay. And I think that most of what the president's been doing is an attempt to get countries that treat us unfairly just to treat us fairly. That's all they have to do, and the tariffs go away, right?
Well, treat us fairly, yeah. I mean, if you're going to add $1 to mine, I'm going to add $1 to yours. But the fact of the matter is, if these big companies, including the auto manufacturers, will commit to build their plants and expand their plants in America, they don't have to worry about the tariffs. And I think you're going to see more and more of that. And what that'll mean is more income, more employees, and more customers.
As far as the impact on your business, though, it's not just what it adds to potential sticker price on a vehicle. It's parts. And I'm assuming that the parts that are foreign made for vehicles are also going to be part of the 25% tariff. So you can build the car in the United States, but if you're using parts that come from overseas, then there'll be a tariff on the parts. Have you folks done any figuring in your car dealership work? I know how busy you are in the house, sir, but have you done any figuring on what it is likely to do to the cost of repairing a vehicle, for example?
Well, we don't know exactly what it's going to. I think at 4 o'clock in Eastern Time, the president's going to talk exactly what content's going to look like. But here's the bottom line to any business, and certainly my industry, is we've got to work under the conditions that we find them. And that's all we can do. And I know in the auto industry, we will find a way to get our prices in line. We will find a way to make sure the consumer can afford to purchase a vehicle. And I think at the end of the day, we'll have more plants here. I think you're going to see more improvements on existing plants. I think it's all going to settle down, and the industry will be back where it was. We had tariffs back in 2016 somewhat, and they give you a little jolt in the beginning, but they settle in. And again, the customer, I think, will benefit. I think at the end of the day, when you couple the things I've talked about between discounts, between equities in used cars and prices of used cars, and more cash from tax cuts, I think you actually could buy a vehicle today for with a tariff on it as opposed to one without. I think you could buy it for less money.
Interesting. Okay, Representative Williams, I'm curious here because I know that President Trump has made a lot about potentially maybe we could do away with the income tax. Maybe this country used to be able to fund itself on tariffs and tariffs alone. Do you think we could ever get back to that? Do you see under any circumstances where we could abolish or at least significantly reduce the federal income tax?
Well, I think most of us, most of your listeners would agree, at least let's try it, for heaven's sakes, right? But, pre-1913, there wasn't any income tax. Tariffs, as you said, funded the government. And we have such a huge economy here, and you bring other companies into America, they employ American workers. I mean, who knows? We might be able to do it. It's certainly worth a try. I think most people would say, let's try it and see, because taxes are a burden. But at the same time, we're going to cut taxes come the end of this month, hopefully, or into April. And we'll see a huge tax decrease, which means more money in the pockets of the consumer and more opportunity. So I say let's try it, but let's also have our eyes wide open. If that won't work, cutting taxes is the way to go.
All right. I agree with you, sir. Thank you for your time today. Good to talk to you. Appreciate it. That is Representative Roger Williams from North Texas, chairman of the House Committee on